Okay guys, we're back here on Redshire for another video. I did one a few days ago, and the theme in both videos is the notion that the light tank driver should act as a bit of a quarterback, getting information, obviously from scouting, talking to the team possibly, and thirdly, coming up with a plan that might involve a maneuver and possibly an attack, something that, in many cases can win the game for you. And I benefit from the fact that I'm platooned with two guys here and two tier 7s in those days. This is 9.15.1, June 2016. It's actually the oldest version of XVM in which I can still display all the pretty colors on the screen. And you can see that there's a pretty formidable lineup opposing us. And it might be difficult to beat those guys, but on the other hand, I have this concept of the game that I've tried to follow almost from the get-go, and it's more fun for sure than sitting in a bush. I keep saying that in my videos, but it's absolutely true. So I'm going to hit the space bar here. I already asked the Artie to shoot up ahead here to where the heavies congregate. The FE says he's not interested. Well, he might get closer and perform that function. Then I ask the KV5 where he's going, and he says, not very helpfully, although he is headed this way, you can see that. He says, anywhere I want. Okay, but it's obvious he's headed this way along with the two KV3s. Now, on the other hand, you'll see the Karn is going to the other flank. Now, ordinarily I would hate that because I want concentration, but you'll see that has a significant impact on the game. So there's Artie trying to get me, and I'm going to continue scouting over here. Now you'll see that Bribe and Geek are there to help the Karn and the OI, right? This is important. We've got a fire team basically assembled there, and Bribe is making interesting comments. That means Harry Carey, suicide. I think he's referring to the Cromweller that died too soon, too young. So I'm going to continue scouting here, and look at that. I just found the RHM. Yeah, I don't think the KV5 saw him. So what that means is we now have a T-34 over here, roughly. We've got the RHM backing him up. So that means that possibly this force, if it acts quickly, can move down the line here and apply cap pressure. Now, the thing about this is that we're acting quickly, and if we delayed, that would be bad. Get into the fight as quickly as possible to apply pressure and possibly, help this group survive. So I'm racing over to the other flank, and I'll play this at normal speed. This is my MT going as fast as its legs can carry it before the nerf. And I got hit there because I made a shortcut, and that means the fear of God has been put into me. So I got it. Instead of going this way, I'm not certain that I won't get hit going that way. So I head over towards where Geek and Bribe are, and you'll see I told the Karn to push, and Bribe says push like bomb cart. I don't know what that means. I'll have to ask Bribe. Maybe I should have asked him before the video. And look at their racing forward, and the TD. See, I'm in a platoon. Geek has confidence that if he pushes forward here, he will not be left alone and exposed, so he can join the attack. This is one of the number one thing that TDs have to learn, is to participate in a push when it has possibilities of success. Now, on the other flank, sadly, we've lost the T-150, the KV-3, and the KV-5, and it looks like the other KV-3 is doomed. But because, look how fast Geek is able to get in position here, right? So, even though it looks bad on the other flank, possibly they will keep going this way, and because I'm very cap conscious, we're going to apply cap pressure and be able to block before they come back. And a very important thing is, I'm going to send a message to this guy after I post this video. He performed the function of guarding the Artie and guarding the cap, and he's a tier 8, and he did beautifully against, as it turned out, the Lova and the Tiger too, who did not turn around. And as we all know, I mean, this used to make my head explode in tank companies. I never wanted a Lova, and I never wanted a Tiger 2 to participate, and clan members wanted to bring their premium tanks, and it was always a fight because tactically they're terrible. unless you're playing static warfare, and I prefer to maneuver. I should also point out that this area is one of the most fun areas on any of the maps for light tanks because of the rolling terrain. Anytime you have rolling terrain, you can duck down from observation. After you get the lights, you can move to a different area, reappear, let the lights go out, relight. And I wish this area were bigger, but I've had a huge amount of fun here. And also, I should mention that a couple days ago, I was on the new Polish map. And, you know, that map has nothing for a scout in terms of rolling terrain. I just was shaking my head after that battle, and I'm saying that they've got to give something to the light tanker, light tank driver to perform his role. People can so easily block. It's like airfield. It's like a bunch of maps where really there's no possibility of any kind of outflanking maneuver if the enemy takes up you know, just decent firing positions, and it's totally flat. And it's practically useless unless I was platoon with Artie. And in that game, I was platoon with Jim Ape in his P Victoria, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to rustle up an Artie player to help me achieve something there. Because if you can use the Artie, this goes back to my videos, you know, why I platoon with Artie. In that particular battle, if I'd had my Artie buddy with me shooting at the targets that I wanted to hit, I might be able have been able to break through on one of the flanks. But that was not available, and I was completely frustrated, and we lost the game. So Geek is in position there. Bribe is racing forward. The Karn is coming as fast as he can. The OI is coming, and look at that. The Monty Python fan there in the FB304 is joining them. Totally awesome. You know? And look at that. The people guarding there, bad position. Forward slope. No cover. Has to retreat, and I'm going to keep scouting here for a while. But this is cap and cover, and the Lova and the Tiger II, you know, they never came back. Big mistake. And this is the enemy is out of position. We apply cap pressure, forcing them to make mistakes. Right. So I just got hit there for 301 damage. Who hit me? KV2 maybe. Hard to say. Not the RHM, unless he has a small gun. So there's a KV2, you know, completely useless against an MT25. And he approached, you know, on flat ground in the open, possibly not being aware of what's headed this way. So he should have used cover there. And the T-34 is getting hit. And the 1375 has joined our little group here. And look at the Love and the top. There's that game over. Those two Tier 8s are attempting the impossible against that medium tank, who's probably got Artie support. You know, those two guys didn't say anything, but they know just as well as I do that if they try to cap, they can splash them, and the M46 can just you know, HE them to death, and he's in a good defensive position. So we'll just keep watching this. Now the Karn is coming forward. This is what I want. I want him to go through the cap and move to block. So Bribe just took out the OI there. Awesome. RHM is coming back. And the other KV2 is now behind a building, unable to advance, right? Don't forget, we've got the FV who's close enough now to support us. It's totally awesome. This is like a battle group in the Second World War by the Germans, right? All arms, maneuvering over the battlefield. You've got light tanks, you've got artillery, you've got everything, all the components needed for a successful attack. So it's totally beautiful. And the Karn is now moved to block. And a really nice touch here. I remember this. Geek is now moving to block from a better position. See, he's going to climb that hill there, and he can fire. He'll be able to fire diagonally at anybody that pokes their nose here. And don't forget, there's there's camouflage in the cap. Yeah, bushes, and there's that building there that you can get behind in another bush. So it's totally awesome. The Karn and the AMX-13s. Oh, dun 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 dun. Bribe just killed me, and he turned blue. Naughty boy. Anyways, you know, this battle shows you the importance of not wasting time. This was a model. I mean, we could have gone even faster, but you can't ask for more. For the OI to come, although he died, for the Karn to come, for Bribe to come, for Geek to come, plus Artie is back up, and now he's capping, right? It's perfect. And this just goes to show you that all the things that I keep talking about in my videos, they never get old. Platooning as a group of three, I greatly regret that I cannot platoon with higher tiers in my LT anymore. But you can still do this kind of thing. Platooning with two people, not just one. The two guys join a heavy force, right? Reinforcing strength. That's one of my number one ideas in the game, and it always seems to work. Applying cap pressure, I'm very cap conscious. If we hadn't applied the cap pressure, we might not have a winning hand at this point, because as I said, it forces the enemy to do dumb things against their will. And also, finally, the uselessness from a tactical point of view of a vehicle that cannot move quickly over the battlefield. And those two tanks, in a sense, are sort of, they've been left behind by history because of the power creep in terms of speed. There's so many vehicles that are so fast now, and then the wheel tanks on top of it, which have completely exploded onto the scene. And I'm against their introduction, and I might make another video explaining the reasons for that. Anyways, it's game over, and a shout out there to the FV for joining us. And he loves Carol Cleveland, and so do a lot of other people. That shows you how old I am. Anyways, it's game over, and I hope you enjoyed the video.